Hi, in this lesson we're going to look at how we determine a percentage. We've got a couple of examples, just a basic one, then we've got a sort of application style question, and then later in the video we're going to look at how we determine the percentage change. So if something was to increase in value or decrease in value, what is that percentage increase or decrease? So let's start with just a nice basic one. So express 24 as a percentage of 60. So what that means is if you had, say, 24 out of 60 in a test, what would be your percentage? So we always start with what we have, which in this case is 24, over the total, which in this case would be 60. Now when we write this as over, that represents divide, but then we need to times this by 100. Can do this on a calculator. So we do 24 divided by 60 times by 100, which is 40, and that's your answer. Now remember, this is determining the percentage, so make sure you include your percentage sign at the end. Okay, the second one. In a test, a pupil scored 27 out of 35. What is their percentage score? Give your answer to the nearest whole number. So again, you put what they scored, which in this case was 27, over the total amount of marks they could have had, which is 35, and then times that by 100. On your calculator, so 27 divided by 35 times by 100. Now your answer comes out to 77.142 and so on. Now we have to give our answer to the nearest whole number. So because the 7 is followed by a 1 here, that means that our 7 will remain the same. So we round this number down to 77%. Okay, let's look at percentage change. So as I said, this relates to if something increases in value or decreases in value. Now the rule is that you do the change, so whether that's an increase or a decrease, over the original amount, and then we times that by 100. So let's have a look at an example of each type. So the first one says a salary is raised from £20,000 to £23,000 per year. What is this rise as a percentage? So the first thing is you need to determine the change. Now in this case it's gone from 20,000 to 23,000, so they've had an increase of £3,000. So going back to our rule, we put the 3,000 over the original value, so the original salary, which was 20,000, and then we times that by 100. So let's do that on the calculator. So we have 3,000 divided by 20,000 times by 100, which gives me 15%. So they've had a 15% pay rise. Okay, let's look at example 2. A car was bought for £14,000. After a year, it's worth £11,500. What is the percentage loss in value? So again, first of all, we need to work out the change. So this time it's lost its value, so it's decreased. So the change is going to be £14,000. Take away the 11,500, which means it's lost 2,500 of its value. So again, now this is our change, so that goes on the top over the original value of the car, which was the £14,000. So we do 2,500 all over the 14,000, and then we times that by 100. £2,500 over 14,000 times by 100, which comes out as 17.857 and so on. Now I'm going to round that to one decimal place to give me 17.9%. And I'm just going to make a note of that for anybody who's reading my work. That's what I decided to round it to. Okay, if you rounded it to the nearest whole number, you could have just put in brackets nearest whole, or if you wanted to round it to 2 decimal places, you could have put 2 dp. Okay, and they would be the sensible options to round your answer to. And that's all. Thank you.